I'm just wrapping up my walk on the trail here in Austin. You know, one of the things we talk about in Bold are the new things, like what's new, that Gary wrote and things like that. And if you haven't listened to the One Thing podcast back in July, Gary Keller is one of the guests, and it's the 5 ways, he calls it the way, to have extraordinary life. I forget the exact terminology, but it's 5 things we talk about actually in the Onward Bold. And I'm going to talk about them with you right now. The Misogi Challenge is a big thing in Bold. You know, the Misogi Challenge is a Japanese tradition that you do one thing every year so difficult that it's almost impossible to finish. You know, when you come out the other side of that, you're actually a different person. And so Gary's idea about Bold and the new Onward Bold would be that every year you as an agent do Bold, Onward Bold, and you come out a different person on the other side. So think about that when you challenge yourself before. And you challenge yourself and you got through it on the other side, you're like never the same person again. So that's number 1. The second one is putting yourself in a situation that creates exposure therapy. And exposure therapy is like, think about, I mean, here in Austin, Texas, where I am, we have allergies like all season, all year, every year. And so one of the things you do for exposure therapy with that is you actually, give little bitty increments of what you're allergic to let your body build immunity to it. Well, the Onward Bold room is the perfect room for exposure therapy, because guess what? We challenge you. We get you right in what you're kind of avoiding, whether it's lead gen, whether it's your mindset, something that's holding you back. Maybe it's something like social media. You're not comfortable with video. I mean, we do it all. We do it all. So exposure therapy is really important for growth. And that's why the Bold room and the Onward Bold room is so magical. The third one, the concept of 1% better every day. 1%. And the compound effect over a year, when you do 1% more, 1% better every single day, actually in a year can be like 37 times more effective. So how are you showing up 1% better every day? We have homework like 100 contacts a week. Well, guess what? There's people that aren't even doing 20 contacts a week. So when they incrementally get up to 30 and then 40 and then 50, I mean, that's winning, right? That's 1% every day. 1% would be even less than that, right? But it's action. It gets you in action. All of a sudden you see the compound effect from that. So cool. The next one would be the myelin effect. The myelin effect has to do in the neurological part of your brain, how, your thinking patterns, your habits, the way you do things just without even thinking, because so many of our decisions are unconscious. And so the myelin effect is like rerouting, right? Rerouting the way you think, doing new things, getting out of your comfort zone. We have so many thoughts every day that are just unconscious. Like we get up, we shower, we brush our teeth, all the things, right? But what if we broke those patterns to have more effectiveness, to have more success in everything that we do? So we have to create new habits and patterns, and that's also what happens in Onward Bold, is we change the way you're thinking, we look at your habits, all the things. And the last one that's really cool is called kintsugi. Kintsugi is that really cool Japanese art that is the idea of brokenness, taking something that's broken and turning it into something more beautiful. So maybe you've seen it, it's that pottery or whatever, like a bowl, and you'll see that it's put together with gold glue. And so there's an art to that, In the villages back in the day, there would be a local artist that would put that together, and they would celebrate the brokenness because they know the beauty comes from getting on the other side of the brokenness, just like in life. And I think that those are such 5 significantly important philosophies to live by. Get to Bold near you. I hope to see you in the room.